I would like to ask you to summarize or to distinguish yourself in a nutshell between yourself or from Senator Clinton for the sake of these friends of mine who are on the fence.
You need your bullet points. Okay, let me make my arguments. Look, Senator Clinton is smart. She is capable. She is tenacious. She would be a vast improvement over the status quo, right? I mean, there's no doubt about that. And you're right that the differences on issues are not immense. I mean, you know, they're on our health care plans differ slightly in how we deal with mandates. She wants to, you know, have government force you to buy health insurance. I believe that the key is not that people don't have health insurance not because they don't want it, but because they can't afford it. And so I want to focus more on lowering costs. But it's not a huge difference. It's one that she's magnified or tried to magnify, but it's not a big difference. On economic policy, I emphasized a couple of things earlier. Tax cuts to offset the payroll tax for working families who are really struggling to get by with rising costs. She recently, I think, replicated some of those proposals, but that wasn't originally in her plan. But generally, most of our issues on domestic policy are similar. On foreign policy, we've got some much bigger differences. I was opposed to the war in Iraq, but it wasn't just opposed to the war in Iraq. It's also that I believe, as I said, in changing the mindset in how we get into war. I mean, she supported some of the saber rattling against Iran and voted for the Kyle Lieberman bill that I think laid some of the groundwork for a potential action over time against Iran. She has disagreed with me vehemently on this diplomacy issue, which makes no sense to me. And I think that part of what's happened is that she's gotten caught up in the conventional thinking in Washington. Ironically, you know, they do these advertisements about, you know, 35 years of experience, and you know, I've met the commander-in-chief test because when I get that phone call at 3 in the morning. Listen, let me tell you, when I get that phone call at 3 in the morning, I will do what a good president should do, which is to get all the facts, to talk to your advisors, to gather good intelligence, and then to exercise good judgment. And Senator Clinton, all too often, I think, all too often over the last 5 years in foreign policy debates, you know, has calibrated her responses based on politics instead of good judgment. And that's part of what happened in Iraq. Now, but here's the condensed version of the difference on both domestic and foreign policy. It has to do with questions of leadership. I believe that it's not enough just to change political parties. We have to change the culture. And part of changing the culture is recognizing that special interests and lobbyists, the insurance companies, the banks, the drug companies, the HMOs, they have come to dictate the agenda in Washington. And the only way that you break out of that so that ordinary people's voices are heard is if you stop taking money from PACs and lobbyists like I have, she still does. If you recognize that they're a problem, she doesn't. If you believe in transparency and accountability, which is why I passed the toughest ethics reform legislation since Watergate last year. This is not an issue she's ever worked on because she doesn't think it's a priority. I've passed laws to post on the internet in a searchable database every dollar of federal spending that's out there because your taxpayer money will continue to be wasted until you know when a bridge to nowhere is being built. She doesn't believe in transparency and hasn't even released her earmarks because you know, just like she hasn't released her income tax returns. You know, she doesn't believe, I think, in bottom-up democracy. And if you don't believe in that, then you're not going to change Washington. You'll tinker around the edges, but you're not going to bring about the kinds of changes that the American people are desperate for. And that's why you should vote for Barack Obama. All right.